We live in an age today where we see headlines like these. 84% of companies are actively involved with blockchain technology. This is a report by PwC. We see things like Volkswagen to track mineral supply chains using IBM blockchain. Now, one thing we need to be aware of is that the world continually changes at a very fast and rapid rate. Things are changing on a daily basis. Blockchain technology was not a word we used 5 years ago. But today, it's all over headlines with companies saying, we want to implement this and we want to include it into our systems. The government is looking into blockchain, into cryptocurrencies, and how to implement these things. And we're taking this as a second narrative, because in the government of Dubai, they actually have a minister of blockchain. A minister specifically dedicated to deal with this new revolution. I wrote a book, Mr. Bitcoin, which did very well in South Africa and continues to do very well. And in this book, I explain what actually happened and how to actually get involved with Bitcoin. Now, what's interesting with Bitcoin is the way that it started was the fact that over time, the Bitcoin price skyrocketed and there were a lot of success stories. I was one of them. In the United States of America, they had over 700 new entry millionaires just from the Bitcoin revolution. And people started saying, what is this thing? How does it work? My grandmother asked me a very distinct question. She said the Bitcoin price was sitting at about 100,000 at the time. She said, how can something from the internet be worth 100,000? And I said to her, perhaps this is beyond your time, but just know that it is worth 100,000. And that's what a lot of people fail to struggle to understand is why is it that this digital thing is worth so much? Now, I'll put it to you this way. 10 years ago, Facebook went over to Hollywood, where they print out newspapers, and said, we have a new system that you can use to spread news that is better than the system that you currently have. Hollywood press said, that's impossible. Every single day, every man will wake up and read his newspaper. Newspapers will always be in fashion. Newspapers will always be read. Newspapers are important. Circa 10 years today, newspapers are begging Facebook to have their stories on Facebook. What happened? How could a piece of technology as Facebook that you cannot touch or feel accumulate so much value? What happened? And this is what I want to awaken you to, that the world continues to change because of this technology called blockchain technology.